Please do not attempt to find or harass any users showcased in this video. All usernames have been censored as needed, and many of these comments were deleted shortly after screenshotting for the sole purpose of protecting the ones showcased. I do not condone attacking anyone under any circumstance. The Reading Stupid Comments videos are intended as entertainment and not an attack on any one person or group of people. Any anger shown is deliberately exaggerated and is not to be taken seriously. I do not hate anyone in these videos, and neither should you. We're just here to have a good time and share some laughs at the absurdity of the things people say online. With all that out of the way, let's begin. The internet comment landscape. We're all aware of how stupid it is, and although everyone everywhere always says, don't read the comments, let's face it, sometimes they can be fun to look at. There's plenty of them that are nonsensical, confusing, and sometimes even maddening, but I believe that entertainment can be found in them. So let's take a look. After all, if the people commenting these can dish out any manner of stupidity and snark, surely they can take a bit of teasing in return. It's all in good fun, so let's dive right in.
Trans but scientifically speaking genderless. They're a robot after all. But yeah, MTT is definitely a trans model.
Not equating Mettaton's gender to his body.
Trans which way? M2F or F2M?
It's believed that the ghosts would generally be non-binary or agender, but Mettaton is very much coded as a trans man. The ghosts, Napstablook, Mad Dummy, etc., all use they-them pronouns, but Mettaton found that he preferred he-him pronouns, even before Alphys made him the robot body. So, in a way, he's non-binary to male, and in my opinion, that qualifies.
That didn't answer my question, but okay.
I literally answered it!
Male to female or female to male?
Your problem is that you're seeing things in a strictly binary way when it's not applicable here. The ghosts are non-binary. Mettaton, having been a ghost at one point, was non-binary in the past, but then he discovered he was happier with the male gender and the labels that came with it. Mettaton is non-binary to male, and that counts as being trans. I rest my case. If you still don't get it, I don't care, I'm done explaining. I've done everything I could to get you to understand, and if you still don't, at this point, it's no longer my problem. I do have to say, as dense as this person was throughout this conversation, after these screenshots were taken, it did seem that they finally got it, so learning has occurred. I hope this serves as a lesson to the rest of y'all who think that Mettaton was, or is, a girl, and also any of y'all who think transgenderism is strictly binary, because it isn't. At any rate, we're not done with the dumbassery of people's opinions of queerness in Undertale, believe it or not. The next comment was made on an old art piece I did of Papyrus showing aromantic pride.
Ignoring the fact that he went on a date with Frisk and he said that if he captured a human, he would shower in kisses every morning.
Sir, you're not really under the impression that Papyrus meant either of those things in a romantic context, do you? Please tell me you don't actually think Papyrus had romantic intentions for Frisk, who was a minor. Let me tell you something about that date event. The whole event hinges on whether or not you, the player, chooses the flirt option during the Papyrus fight. If you don't, it's not a date, it's a hangout, and instead of a date meter, there's a friendship meter. Papyrus doesn't make it a date. You do, as the player. And even if you do, Papyrus straight up tells Frisk that he doesn't feel that way about them, and for the rest of the game, they're just friends. And the shower of kisses? That isn't necessarily romantic either. He could mean that in the context of reverence, like the way a village sees a knight in shining armor. Which, by the way, isn't that the whole point of Papyrus's arc, is that he wants to be part of the royal guard? So, Yeah, and, like, look, I understand if you don't think Papyrus is Aero. Everyone is allowed to have their own headcanons, and I'm not gonna shoot you down for yours. But for the love of the stars, you tried to shoot me down for mine, and the examples you gave were just awful. Be better, man. Be the person Frisk believes you can be. Up next, a little thread from a community post. In it, I told everyone that the last Percy and Springtrap video was in the works.
Wait, final?
Yes, I've been saying the next episode will be the last for quite some time now.
Sorry for my language, but holy fucking shit, you replied actually, Mark Maker, holy best day of my life, haha.
Hey, Scotch. Scotch. Hey.
What you want?
Oh my god, you replied.
Yeah, for those of you who are unaware, creators really don't like the "you replied" comments. They're just a waste of time to read and are seen as just an annoying way of trying to get attention. If you want to show you're grateful for a creator's response, just say thank you for replying and acknowledge what they said in their response to you. It should be common sense, but I guess it doesn't hurt to clarify that just in case. Next!
Hi, Mark Maker, I'm your biggest fan, and I have a crush on Witty too.
I'm gonna have to disagree there, pal. Not only because you commented something irrelevant on a Homestuck stream, not only because at this point you had only been subscribed to me for 3 days, but also because when I didn't give you any attention, you decided to follow up with,
Why won't you like my comment? Wah!
so congratulations! You got my attention, you got a response, and you got to be in one of my videos. I hope you're satisfied. Up next is the first part of a 2-part stupid comment debacle. We'll be taking a look at the second part later in this video, but for now, let's see how this hot mess started. Hey everyone, just wanted to let you know I accidentally used the wrong Lavender Town Lo-Fi remix in this video than what was intended, so the in-video credit is not correct. My most sincere apologies for this mistake. Here's the Lavender Town Lo-Fi remix that was actually used, and please still do support Malch and their Lavender Town remix.
I hope you liked my opinion on Hypno, Mark. I actually would do that if Hypno was real. Also, thank you for hearting my comment. It means a lot because my mom hasn't been doing so well recently.
Please don't bring your family into things like this so randomly. It's really unnecessary and just makes things feel awkward since it has nothing to do with anything. Also, YouTube Etiquette 101, don't thank someone for a heart in a reply to a comment that isn't your own. It makes you look desperate for attention. Not trying to be mean, just letting you know.
I'm still new to YouTube, okay?
I'm new to YouTube, said the 2-year-old YouTube account, because, yeah, I checked, they've been on the platform for a while.
I'm actually 19, and that's hurtful. I'm only saying it out of appreciation, and I wasn't lying about my mom.
This has nothing to do with your family. Learn to stay on topic. I don't care how hurtful it is at this point. Even if your family shit is true, you're still using it for internet pity points. Also, the fact that you think I was talking about your age when I was talking about how old your channel is only leads me to believe you don't have the cognizant ability to tell the difference, which makes me think you're not really 19. I no longer want to continue this conversation. I'm taking back the heart I gave you and blocking you. Go bother someone else. So, yeah, that was a thing. That was definitely a thing. And even though it doesn't end there, we're gonna take a break from this user for now. Let me take y'all back in time a few years for this one. Surprise to no one, I've been active on Tumblr for a little over a decade now, and part of the package deal of being an artist on Tumblr is people asking for free art. But this particular interaction was a little different. Let's find out why.
Hello there, are you drawing about Ink Bendy?
I have drawn Ink Bendy before. If you'd like me to draw him again, here's my commission info.
Oh great, I guess there's no more free art for me. I'm leaving.
After I'd gotten that last ask, I thought that was really suspicious, so I decided to check out his blog. The entire thing was full of him begging several other artists for free art of ink bendy. I'm not even kidding. And while I'd love to show you his blog to prove this, not too long after this exchange took place, he straight up deleted his blog! I can't even make this shit up if I tried, I'm dead serious. Me promoting my commissions to someone who wanted art was their final straw into deleting their blog. I can't. I can't. Let's keep going. Here's a comment from my cover of a song from Cookie Run Kingdom.
Comment for Percy, watch Matt Pat's FNAF theories.
But that's just a theory! Moving on.
Witty is happy with you. You two like brothers.
Yeah, sure. Brothers. Totally just brothers. I'm just cuddling and making out with my bro, duh. There's obviously nothing else we could be. That's just nonsense! What am I doing?!
Hypno's my favorite Pokemon because he kidnaps kids, lol. That sounds really wrong in retrospect. I meant I like them because the idea is cool, I guess,
You think the idea of children being kidnapped is cool?
FBI, open up!
Isn't Percy Williams' son?
Okay, so let's assume, for logic's sake, that they're talking about Charlie, because as I've run into the ground several times, Percy and Charlie are totally different characters. So let's assume they mean Charlie. Newsflash, Charlie is Henry's daughter, not William's, so even under canon circumstances you're not making any sense. So congratulations, you're double stupid. Stupid about the canon stuff, and stupid about the AU stuff. Your parents must be so proud.
Are Junior and Plushtrap different people or the same people?
Maybe if you'd actually pay attention to what you're watching, you'd find out.
Wait, how come Junior has no black eyes?
The artistic liberties? What are those? Up next are a couple of comments regarding content I've made about the horror game Faith. Just a little context before we go in, but it's a great game and definitely worth checking out. Anyway, let's continue.
This is a child, by the way.
Are you telling me you think that Caramel Dancin' Dance is sexual? Kids have been doing that dance since the song got popular. It's just a cute dance. And it's not even suggestive. Plus, in order to prevent Amy from being objectified, because, yeah, I know she's 16, I made her chest flat so that there was nothing to bounce in that area. So yeah, great job objectifying something that was not supposed to be objectifiable in the first place, you pervert. Next up, still keeping with the Faith theme.
You better remake this. Father Garcia doesn't have medium hair.
What is this? No, really. Have people just forgotten that artistic liberties exist? Like, he's clearly still recognizable as Father Garcia, so I don't see your issue. Especially since the best visual representation of Father Garcia that we had at the time was this. Sure, he had a different appearance in Chapter 3, but the way I drew him still works. This also harkens back to one of my oldest videos on my channel where I was talking about the purple guy. One of the points I brought up about his popularity in the fandom was all the different ways his appearance can be interpreted. And just because there's a canon interpretation of his appearance now, it doesn't suddenly make all the fan-made ones invalid. It just means the fan-made ones aren't canon, which, newsflash, the artists knew their designs weren't canon before the canon design debuted. I know my Father Garcia design isn't canon. I knew it before his canon design debuted. But I don't care. I like my design, I'm sticking to it, and I'm not remaking the meme. If you want a version of that animation meme with a canon-accurate Father Garcia, you're more than welcome to make your own version, but I doubt you will. Anyway, let's get back to it.
I'm gonna be honest, when I realized Percy was a boy, I became the most triggered man in existence at the time, and I still am.
Sounds to me like a you problem, bud. Don't go whining in my comments just because you were attracted to a character who wasn't the gender you thought they were. Congratulations, you're bi. Just accept it and move on. Up next is a comment that I got on the From Now On music video, and for a bit of context, I need to remind you all that this is what the first 10 seconds of the video looks like. You know, just a little something telling people not to mix up Percy and Charlie, because y'all already know I've had to deal with that bullshit a million times. Anyway, check this out.
Isn't Charlotte the puppet?
Isn't it obvious that this isn't Charlotte, or were you just a moron who didn't bother to read the first 10 seconds of the video? Yeah, I thought so.
The first 10 seconds specifically telling you Percy isn't Charlotte. Am I a joke to you?
At Roxas, thank you for the response.
Did you just thank Roxas for insulting you? Okay, I'm cool, I'm fine. Let's say we take a little detour. We're gonna go from stupidity from total strangers to stupidity relating to people I've dealt with in the past. Starting off with...
Talk shit about my sister again and you're fucking dead.
Okay, so let me tell you why this comment is so funny. This was a comment left on my previous Stupid Comments video. In it, I only revealed the identity of one person, and that was because they had been trying to force 2 minors in my server into being in a romantic and sexual relationship with each other. There was evidence shown of their behavior, and the only reason I name-dropped them in the first place was so that others could avoid this person, since they've proven themselves to be dangerous. And since she was the only person in the entire video I name-dropped, I can only assume this commenter is saying that they're not only related to that specific person, but is also saying that me drawing attention to their actions as a warning to others was just talking shit. You know, despite all the evidence that was showcased. And keep in mind, I didn't even showcase all of the evidence. I still have more, but I only showed what I felt was necessary. Buddy, if you really want to see more evidence of her behavior, you just let me know, and I will happily provide. But until then, I hope you enjoy your reputation of defending someone who committed sexual harassment towards minors. Surely no one's morals are more in line than yours. This next thing I'm going to showcase is a follow-up to a live stream I had a while ago, where I was talking about someone who had been stalking me on Instagram and Artful, and saying a lot of hurtful and untrue things about me. I highly suggest giving it a watch, because the stream actually turned out to be pretty fun. Anyway, after the stream had ended, I wound up getting one more instant message on Artful, and it reads as follows.
Hi Mark, this is Lunch Die's friend.
Friend, sure.
We want to apologize for the accusations. At first it was a joke and I did the artful trolling, and she only commented on Instagram. We weren't really aware of the consequences of our actions.
Yeah, no shit. Saying that people promote incest and pedophilia with no evidence after being told a million times that it's not the case, yeah, there are consequences to those actions.
But we just want you to, at least if you want to keep the video up, but cover up her profile and username, because I was actually at fault here and she had nothing to do with it. Even if you say, please don't dox or harass, there are people who will do it and already did it by now.
I highly doubt that you were doxxed and harassed within such a short time span, considering how soon after the stream this message was.
And our intentions were to joke about the AU and nothing more.
If that's the case, why did you accuse me of supporting incest and pedophilia for days on end without remorse? The only time you did show remorse was when I did the live stream and showed what you had mercilessly been hounding me with almost non-stop.
We won't bother you again, but all we ask for the profile and username to not be revealed. I was really behind the idea, but she took the frame. Thank you, man.
Have you ever seen a bigger crock of shit in all your life? Anyway, I didn't buy a single word this person was saying, so I replied with this. Nah, you're both at fault. I'm not censoring anything, and for just wanting to joke about the AU, you could have done a better job than harass me and accuse me falsely like that for days on end. I do not accept your apology. Don't contact me again. And they haven't said anything to me since. I will note, though, that although they privated their Instagram all that time ago, it seems like they unprivated it again a few weeks later and haven't publicly addressed what they've done since. They just went the route of disappear for a little while, come back, and pretend like nothing happened. But something did happen, and that will never be erased. Anyway, it's been a while since we checked in on that commenter from the Hypno video, right? Why don't we finally come back to them and see how the situation continued? Just for a little extra context, the Hypno video came out in November of 2022. This comment thread is from 3 months later on an upload of the trailer for the Percy and Springtrap movie. Just thought you ought to know that going in. Okay, let's go.
I'm kinda not excited for this because, well, Mark Maker was a YouTuber I looked up to, but he hurt me badly.
Are you kidding me?
When I wasn't staying on topic, I couldn't believe he didn't realize I had autism.
Bitch, me too! The fuck?
When I was telling him how hard things were going for me, I couldn't believe that it turned out he wasn't a nice guy after all. Sigh.
Dude, that is not what happened. You were venting about the death of a family member. Pause! Okay, I know this isn't what they were actually venting about, but because the conversation they're referring to was several weeks old at this point, and they were on my last nerve, I didn't really bother to look back at the conversation to see what they'd been venting about. That's really the only thing I have to apologize for, is getting this little bit inaccurate, but it doesn't make anything else I say going forward less true. It just means I made a mistake because I was fed up. Continue. In my YouTube comment section, I told you, indicating that I wasn't mad, no less, that doing that was inappropriate. But instead of just owning up to it and editing that part out, you tried to make excuses for your behavior disguised by non-apologies. I wanted you to stay on topic because it's inappropriate to vent about things like that in YouTube comments. But you wouldn't listen to me, and between all the excuses you were making and your behavior, I had had enough. I'm not going to apologize for putting my foot down and setting boundaries. That doesn't make me a bad person. If you were hurt by that, well, them's the breaks. P.S. I have autism too. Mental illness is never an excuse for one's behavior. It's sad to see you still haven't learned.
You know what? I can't take this heat from you any longer, and guess what? I'm glad I unsubscribed to you, 'cause here you go again getting after me for no reason, especially since you blocked me. And worse of all, you doing that to me affected my mental health. And for the record, I've told about my problems like that in the past, and at least people showed that they cared, but not you. You were just... sighs, I can't even say it.
What an overly dramatic little shit. Take the heat, or take responsibility and learn from your mistake. Look, no sarcasm or anger here. I didn't want any of this to go so far. But your behavior was inappropriate, your responses have been inappropriate, and the fact that you're trying to say I'm defending myself for no reason when you're trying to make me out as a bad person is just mind-boggling. You're allowed to unsubscribe, you're allowed to feel however you want to feel. I'm not going to try and change that, but you need to realize how ridiculous all of this has been and learn to grow past it. I've never been mad at you, just disappointed in your behavior and clear lack of responsibility for your own actions. I genuinely hope, despite my doubts, you'll learn from this and become a better person from it. Peace.
Well, honestly, I haven't always been like this, but because of the bullying,
Oh my god, here they go again, venting completely out of the blue.
it's taken a toll on me and made me someone I'm not. You wouldn't understand. Just leave me alone.
They really just ignored what I was trying to tell them and tried to pull that emo kid shit with me. And let me be clear, as someone with autism, who was just about bullied out of school and had my own fair share of trauma, I can tell you, this was not cool of you. I really did my best in these exchanges to spell things out for you, but you brushed me off and made yourself out as the victim of me bullying you every single time. But did you ever stop to think that venting so openly about sensitive stuff like that could paint a target on your back for internet trolls who could take advantage of that information. If you really are as old as you claim to be, you really need to stop acting so self-absorbed and start listening to people around you, especially if they're just trying to say, hey, you made an oopsie, you should maybe fix that.
Stop it. Get some help.
Whew, alright, well, that was a lot of drama to go through. Let's go back to the sillies and round things out. You know, end things on a more lighthearted note. Bring it!
Hey, do you know FNAF?
No, never heard of it. Bit of context before we jump into the next one. This commenter will be referring to this moment from an episode of Percy and Springtrap.
Really? This is it? This is who I keep getting mixed up with? This violent little munchkin?
Ah yes, making fun of already established good characters to make your shitty ones better. Man, you really don't have any way to justify such a ridiculous ship that you have to ridicule actually well-made characters to make yours seem better. I don't think it's working.
I don't know, my guy. I punched the numbers on the view count of the series, and considering how the uploads of the main series has a total view count of over 2 million, and that's not including the uploads on Darkbox's channel, I think it's working pretty well. Also, maybe I wouldn't have to make fun of already established characters if folks like you didn't confuse my established characters for someone else's. Just some food for thought.
Do a Let's Play of Hogwarts Legacy.
No.
Most underrated song of all time. Although, it's not a FNAF song.
No shit, Sherlock. That song came out in 1999 on the same exact album as I'm Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die. Of course it's not a FNAF song, but it doesn't have to be a FNAF song to be in a FNAF music video. I don't even know what the fuck you're on. Alright, we've made it to the last one. Surely it's not gonna be too bad, right? Right?
Nice new profile, and I made a vid for you.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna read the rest of this. Why? Because the video they posted, they didn't even make. It was a shitty re-upload of a moment from an episode of Percy and Springtrap recorded on their phone camera. And for some reason they thought it would be a smart idea to link it directly to me, despite not asking for permission to even do this in the first place. So, shock to no one, I said, hey, maybe don't re-upload my content without permission, especially when it's as shoddy a job as a shaky recording on a phone. Especially when it's a YouTube short. Please delete this. There are much better ways to show you're a fan, I promise you. And what did this person say in response?
Stargleam, I did this for laughs, lol.
They treated this like a roleplay, and re-uploaded my content in the worst way possible because they thought they were being funny. Well, that's the end of the video, guys. I gotta go buy a belt and a plane ticket and strangle some sense into this person. Aw, shit, I missed my flight. Oh well, I hope y'all at least enjoyed this little romp through stupidity. If you liked what you saw, be sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, click the little bell, and share this video around to all your friends who would enjoy this kind of thing. Also, comment and let me know which of these was your favorite, or your least favorite. Whatever you want. Until next time, this has been Mark Maker, and I'll see y'all later.